Right? Hold on. Let me turn off the light in here. Hold on. I don't know. I need to stand up. It's night over here. All right. That's better. Let me sit down. Well, it's me again. Already does it, or as you already know me, Rashid. Anthropologist, sociologist, specialized in the European Union and Latin America. Also have a lot of historical knowledge, and I'm a researcher. So, just a quick introduction for those who are new to this channel. Okay? Maybe it's the first time you found this channel because I'm talking about this case. I'm not making this live stream to get attention, because I have attention enough already with this YouTube channel, and I'm not on YouTube to get attention. I'm here to teach and to educate. So the reason I'm talking about this case because it was a video request of one of my subscribers to talk about this case and look into it. Okay. So now normally I would wait till the 4-minute mark to begin, but you know what? I'll just keep talking from now from this point on. Thanks for the thumbs up whoever gave it. The Mentor, thanks for being here. Mark and Mark, thanks for being here. Elephant for Studios, thanks for being here. Awaken World, Faith, thanks for being here. All right, thanks for all the thumbs up whoever gave them. So, okay, should I wait for the 4-minute mark? Okay, I'll wait. But within 2 minutes, I'll begin with the rest of, I'll continue with the live stream. I thought I can just start and just go off, but you know what, let me wait to give people the chance to get in. So, okay. Lord is good. Dion, thanks for being here. By the way, if you answered questions in the comment section, I've responded yet, I'm on it, so be patient, please. It was a long day. I've been home back for an hour. That's why I look so tired. Okay. The Lord is good. His mercy endured forever. For the rest, if you're here, let me know in the live chat, please. Thank you very much. Shalom, Marky Mark. I'm glad you're all here. One more minute before I continue with the live stream. The Lord is good. All right. Again, if you're here, let me know in the live chat, please. Thank you very much. Let's see. It's already 4 minutes. Not yet. All right, it's 4-minute mark. So let me continue. So the reason I'm making this live stream is it was a video request of one of my subscribers to look into this case. So I did. I've noticed that there are many conspiracy theories already about this case. QAnon already has conspiracy theories. You have people thinking it's a psyop. Other people say it never happened. Some people say that it was just a ritual. Some are saying the family of Brian Launder in on it. Some people say the family of Gabby Petito are in on it. Man, people are going crazy with conspiracy theories, as is often the case when something becomes a media hype. So what I'm doing in this live stream, I'm not going through all the data of the case, because probably you know about the case already, or you can just look it up for yourself. I'm just asking some context questions over here. Because what I've noticed about this case is that so many people go off on the content. Oh, Gabby Petito was left behind by Brian Laundrie. Oh, she was found dead. Why didn't he report her missing? Oh, he went away with his parents. Now he's gone. People are so obsessed with the content. Of course, it's a case. Now it's a homicide case. So of course, there's going to be content that upsets people. And that's the thing often happens with a lot of folks. They focus so much on the content that they don't check the context. Okay, a quick illustration. Kevin went to the supermarket. You may say, okay, Kevin, wherever he is, goes to the supermarket, so what? Then let me give more context. Kevin goes to the supermarket at 4 a.m. Now, if it's in the United States and it's 7-Eleven, you would say, oh, who cares? It goes to the supermarket at 4 a.m. It's open. But if I say Kevin goes to the supermarket at 4 a.m. in the Netherlands, not people going to say, hold on a minute. Supermarkets, they close at maximum 9 p.m. in the Netherlands. So at 4 a.m. in the morning, there's no supermarket open throughout the Netherlands. So if I just said Kevin went to the supermarket at 4 a.m., you would think, so what? But I tell you the context that it was in the Netherlands, you say, something's off here. Is he a manager? Was there work going on at that hour? No, likely not. So what is he doing at the supermarket? Was he robbing the place, whatever? You see what I mean? Context matters. If you would only focus on Kevin goes to the supermarket at 4 a.m., you would think, who cares? But if we're going to put the context, you realize, hold on a minute. This doesn't fit in the Netherlands. Go to the supermarket at 4 a.m. Now you're going to figure out something's off. If I say Kevin went to the supermarket at 4 a.m. and you live in Japan or in the United States where you have 7-Elevens, we open 24/7, you think, okay, so what? Now, that's what we mean with context. When I check this case, okay, the content is there. Of course, there's going to be content, or else there's no case. But I want to check the context, and that's what this live stream is going to be about. Okay, before we talk about Brian Laundrie and whole manhunt on them, you even have Dog the Bounty Hunter on it. And by the way, I knew who Dog the Bounty Hunter was because in the Netherlands, I believe on MTV at some point, there was a time they were airing some of his series. And I watched some of those episodes of him a while back. So when I heard about Dog the Bounty Hunter and showed his face, I was thinking, huh? This guy looks familiar from MTV or something. Oh yes, he's a bounty hunter, indeed. It was a bit suspicious to me that they involved him in it, but okay. Let's go a bit back. This Gabby Petito, she's a white American. She's a European American because white Americans are of a European ancestry. Sorry, you are. I know white Americans want to hear they're European, but hey, you're from European ancestry. So Gabby Petito is of European ancestry. Petito is a Spanish last name. So I don't know how that happened with her parents, but okay. She's a white woman, and years ago, allegedly, she took role in a video clip relating to the Sandy Hook case. You know, the Sandy Hook case that many people considered inconsistent related to Adam Lanza. And by the way, I remember the day they were airing about Sandy Hook on mainstream media. They put a picture of a guy with sunglasses out and said, this is the guy. And that guy was complaining to mainstream media, I'm not him, I was delivering pizzas. And then when I came back, my boss told me that I'm a suspect in killing those kindergarten children. Then he showed another picture saying, oh no, we were wrong, this is Adam Lanza. I was thinking, how can mainstream media just take some random picture from Facebook and say, this is the guy? I was thinking, what? Yeah, that's what they did. And later they showed you the real Adam Lanza. So that's Sandy Hook case. I'm not going to talk much about it, but there's a few things that are off about it. It appears that they made a video clip in remembrance of the children that were allegedly slaughtered. And who played, who was a few seconds in that video clip? What do you know? Gabby Petito. Go back a few years, 2019, there was this, I don't know if it was a television show or there was some commercial about a white woman at work in, I believe, in a restaurant, and who was it that you saw there? You know, Gabby Petito. So this Gabby Petito has been familiar with the media, and she has been familiar with being the center of attention. And what do you know? This Gabby Petito wants to live in a van, cross through the United States, living her life, and being a social media personality. Okay. So where does interest come from? Was it due to her being a part of the Sandy Hook clip? Was it because she was on TV due to her job in 2019? Now, anyway, she developed the desire to be this public figure that's living her dream. Okay, that can happen. There are more youngsters doing that. And she had support from her parents also. I'm just showing the context here. Any case you deal with, you check the context first. You don't exhaust yourself with the content. Because not all the content you'll get is true. There's also misinformation, disinformation you'll receive. So instead of just being so obsessed with the content, check the context. I'm checking the context over here with you. So, all right. White woman of European ancestry, living a dream in her early 20s with a boyfriend who seems a bit Hispanic, I believe. Hispanic, white Hispanic. And I'm not sure if she is Hispanic, but it's kind of looked that way. This was my first impression. And the relationship kind of was rough. There were reports of domestic violence. Police stops them. Police keeps them apart for a night. They go on. There was in August somewhere. A few days later, Gabby Petito posts this YouTube video, which got, I believe, 1.2 million views. And now after she was found dead, it has increased because many people began to watch the video. Now it's about 5 million views, I believe. She had an Instagram. Brian Lloyd also has an Instagram. So just check the whole context. These were youngsters who forfeited this 9 to 5 mentality that society is expecting of them, and they wanted to live their life, to cross to the United States with a van. And the van was owned by the Gabby Petito, not by the guy. What is missing in this context? Let me know what you think. This is a live stream, so why don't you be interactive here? I just think the context of the matter. What is missing here? I'll give you 1 minute to answer. After 1 minute, I'll continue, but I want to give you a chance to answer. What is missing in this context? All right. I'll wait a minute. There are no wrong answers. I just want you to be interactive. What is missing in this context? Someone says a motive. I'm not talking about the crime now. I'm talking about just the context. Someone says the parents. Okay, we're going somewhere. Her history does add up. Okay, yes. So how was this experience financed? Okay. What else the rest think? I'll still wait for 30 seconds. Yes, Elephant Room Studios. Oh, we're getting close. We're getting close. We're getting close. Her friends. Okay. 20 seconds more. Then I'll continue. His family, okay. Okay, let me just continue. I got some good answers here. Now, none of your answers were wrong. Okay? Let's go through it with a lot. My question was what's missing in this context, but I'm already continuing. Let's look at this. Two youngsters of European ancestry, they refused a 9 to 5 and they crossed throughout the United States. Someone used to finance them. Now, Gabby Petito was sponsored by her parents. She had some income too, allegedly, and they were crossing throughout the United States. What were their peers doing? Their peers were completing college, getting a degree, and getting a full-time job. Think about this. Society trains you to get a 9 to 5. Society sabotages you in being stuck financially. Because society wants to have control over you. I already explained that on this channel. So how come that these two young people, how come that this couple can refuse a 9 to 5 and they don't get any backlash? That's the number one red flag I've noticed. Where is the backlash of the people around them against them refusing the stable 9 to 5 lifestyle? If they're a couple and they were engaged, that means we're about to get married, you would need some stability as a couple, right? And both families have houses, they have homes, they have jobs, they have income, and now you have a young couple just not having a job, a stable job, they're not in a cycle, and people just love them and praise them, no backlash. Something's off over there. There's one thing. Now, the second thing that doesn't add up about this case, well, about the context, it was mainly Gabby Petito that had the ambition. It was her van. She was building a website. She had an whole Instagram that she was dedicated to this. She was also editing videos. When you look at this whole dream of going with the van to the United States, this whole van life thing, the central figure was Gabby Petito. Brian Laundrie, the fiance, was just a side note. And this goes against the natural sexual dynamic that the Heavenly Father designed. That is the man leading and the woman getting along with the ambition of the man. So this is actually a Baphomet reversal going on over here, which the woman wearing booty shorts is the center, and the man is just there like a tool, or like how do I say, like a gadget around the female. Now you may say, Rashid, Americans are influenced by feminism, so you may see some females are ambitious, but still you would expect the men to also have some drive in the matter, right? But the thing you notice about the men, out of sources, is that a source presented in media is that he was emotionally unstable and he was arguing a lot with her. Okay, that brings me to the third thing that doesn't add up. Okay. Where are the people that knew Gabby Petito before this crime? All right. What I mean is, Gabby Petito used to be a little baby. She grew up like all of us did. So where are her former classmates, the teachers that knew her, and her parents? What happened to the people she knew in high school? What happened to the people she was hanging out with, her associates? She had a best friend that came out, but what I've noticed about this case is that not many people that knew Gabby Petito come out and speak on her behalf. That's off. And about this Brian Laundrie also, where are all the people that knew him? Former classmates, former teachers, People from high school, people from jobs he had, or there's people he hung out with, people on his social media. Where are they? I mean, think about it. This case became a media sensation. Why wouldn't people that knew the victim come out and speak on her behalf of how lovely, how kind she was? Now, the our worldlings would love to get the 50 minutes of fame. Now, not everyone wants that, but you mean to tell me there's only the best friend that comes out? And the parents? No one else? That's another red flag over there. And then there's another thing. Then I'm thinking this is a bit off. So the story goes that Brian Laundrie went back to his parents and to empty some locker that also had Gabby's stuff in it, while Gabby was left behind. Now the thing is, people that followed Gabby on social media, on her Instagram, because it appears that on YouTube she wasn't even that active, because I could only find one video on their channel together. Why didn't those people notice, she hasn't been posting a lot lately? What's wrong? And the thing is, if your son comes home without his fiance, just to empty a lock with her stuff, the first thing you'll ask on his son, where's your fiance, our future daughter-in-law? We had an argument there, and you should leave her behind like that? The reaction of Brian's parents is also a bit off. Now, there are more things about this case that don't add up. But what I hope to achieve till now, in this live stream, is to show you that when you look at the context of the case, there are too many holes. Have you noticed any other inconsistency I haven't mentioned yet? I'm curious if you have. Let me know in the live chat. I'll give you 2 minutes. Then I'll continue with the live stream. If you notice any other inconsistency I haven't mentioned yet, let me know in the live chat now. I'll wait for 2 minutes. Haven't seen anything yet. 1.5 minutes more. Yes, I see some good answers, that's true. The fact that the entire family is lying, Brian's family, supposedly Brian is an expert survivalist in the woods, for the family backgrounds, was she in the police car? Nobody asked what happened in Gabby's past that made her vulnerable to this kind of relationship. Yeah. And here comes the main thing that made me think immediately that this was a setup. Oh, Marky Mark. That's exactly what I was about to say, but you already mentioned it. Now I'm going to mention it now anyway. So let me get it straight. You have this young, blonde, white woman of European ancestry, supported by her parents, living this van life, not having a 9 to 5. She does have to wake up every morning thinking, oh, I need to go to work. She does have an employer that's screaming at her and exhausting her. And she's not tired every day and only getting a small compensation at the end of the month to remain alive. So here you have her engaged with a man, but she's the center. And the thing is, they wanted to make a vlog together, but only had one video. How can you be together for so long, traveling a long distance throughout the United States, but only have one video together? That's a bit weird. And the thing is, look, I already explained to you, if you refuse the restrictions of society, society turns on you. I told you that. Society turns on you when you refuse its restrictions. So she refuses the restrictions of the crowd, namely 9 to 5. Where's the backlash against her? She has success. Where's the retaliation? And suddenly everyone loved her. Get out of here. And the fact alone that this man was not really manly, having an ambition, people must have seen that. So why didn't anyone hint to her, Gabby, are you sure about this guy? Gabby, what's your boyfriend or now fiance doing? Why didn't anyone hint to her directly, Gabby, this may not be a good idea? And that is the main thing that's off about this case. She didn't just end up with that guy. She didn't. If she fell for this guy, and this guy was not manly enough to be masculine and offering guidance, that means that somewhere something was off in how she was raised that made her think it's all right to be with a man that doesn't lead. If a man does not lead, he's not suitable for you, lady. As simple as that. Even biology will point it out to you. But for some reason, she ended up with this guy. Things didn't go well, but she was enabled in denying how bad the situation was. And that makes me think, if people could see that this man was not taking a lead, that this man was not masculine in offering any guidance or whatever, why did they sponsor and celebrate this toxic relationship? If a man is not manly in a sexual relationship with his woman, that relationship is toxic, as simple as that. So the whole setup of this sexual relationship is already toxic from the start, because she's the center and he's like a gadget. And it seems like it's her that's pushing him to get along with her. Why didn't Gabby's family see through this and discourage her from being with the guy? Or tell her, you know what, Gabby, you want to live this dream, we support you, but is this guy really good for you? Is this guy really supporting of you? Why is this guy showing a lead in this? Why didn't her family intervene? And again, where were all the other people in Gabby's life? Former associates or former friends? Where were they? Or ex-classmates? I mean, if an ex-classmate of yours is now a personality on social media, you're going to follow her, right? Check out how she is. So what I'm heading with this is saying that it seems to me that the public, that means the people that were exposed who were influenced, it seems to me that either they were reluctant to intervene, or they secretly wanted her gone. Now, I don't have the proof to say this directly, but it's something I'm suspecting. She already pissed people off by not following the 9 to 5. She also pissed people off by getting so much social media attention. So wouldn't it be reasonable to think that there were people that had ill will towards her? And what if the people who had ill will towards her noticed that this sexual relationship is a bad thing? Wouldn't people want to encourage that bad thing because they want her gone? I just want you to think. Because now in the media they pretend like she was this beloved white girl or beloved white woman that everyone loved, and she was this pure, beautiful soul that. So people are glorifying her now. But I can tell you, when you are succeeding in life, you're not going to only gain supporters. You're going to gain enemies, people that want you gone because they can't stand that you are actually living your dream and they're stuck wherever they're stuck at. And all the people that want you gone are not those that are from far off. Always those, sometimes those close to you. So, of course, there was psychic violence against her. And she was exposed to the public. So if you're exposed to the public, if you're exposed to the public and you have success, and it's not in line with society's blueprint, you're going to be targeted with psychic violence. As simple as that. All right, let's see if I can miss any question here. Mm-hmm. So, what I'm theorizing here, based on the context, I'm not making common conspiracy theories over here. What I theorize based on the context of this whole case is that she was just set up. If I'm proven wrong, I'm proven wrong. As simple as that. I don't mind being proven wrong. This seems like a setup to me. And about this best friend, if you notice your best friend hasn't called you for a while, aren't you going to think, why has she called me? Or why hasn't she shown anything to me? Oh, so the fact that for days she wasn't reported missing is another red flag to me. And there's another thing I've noticed about this Gabby Petito is that in many of her posts on social media that I saw, she looks a bit blank. Her facial expression, she does smile, but looks a bit blank, like it's a forced laughter, or like a forced smile. You should check it out for yourself. And there's also this video of her from 2019 when she was at work. She gives an impression that she was hiding some type of trauma or something. The fact that she wanted to be so seen on social media, and she was even about to build she was even work on a website, shows me that she wanted to present this happy fairy tale image out there. That's what she wanted to put out there, this fairy tale image of her being this happy, white, young lady living her life with a love for life, her fiance. That's the fertile image she wanted to put out there because she was the one that was pushing this activity on social media. Now the boyfriend also, the fiance also had a social media, but it was her that was pushing the whole thing. Why does she have this urge, or why did she have this urge? Why did she have this urge to put out this fertile image? Look, I'm not a psychologist, for those who want to complain. I'm an anthropologist and a sociologist. And one thing I can tell you, people that often want to present this fertile image, it is because they're in denial. There are things not working out in their life that they don't want to face, so they want attention from others. And the way to secure attention from others is by presenting this fertile image and by putting it out there. And today, with social media, you can easily do that. In the past, it was a bit more difficult, but now because social media exists, with instant communication, it's quite easy to do that. Mm-hmm. All right. Now, the fact that someone acts like everything is fine shows you it's not fine. And that should tell you others also notice it's not fine. And when others notice not fine, that means others have the ability to intervene. And the fact that intervention did not happen, that alone shows you that people were either neglectful or they were just in on it. And that is why now there's so much love bombing going on about her legacy. And that's something also one should pay attention to. When someone passes away in a tragic way, whether through suicide or through homicide or some tragic accident, whatever, if someone passes away in a tragic way, and after they pass away, their legacy is love bombed by so many people, it is because those people, they know something they want to keep hidden. Now, many of the strangers who are now love bombing their legacy online, some do it just for clout chasing, you just want attention, such people exist. But there's another thing, a bit of psychology at play here. When people notice an inconsistency and they realize that this inconsistency can bring a lot of trouble if it's mentioned, people will try to cover up the inconsistency by giving an extreme positive view about someone. For example, let's say that someone died of a drug overdose. I'm just using an example now. Let's say someone died of a drug overdose. And later, after they died, people are going to say, oh, he was just a lovely girl. He was such a lovely guy. Or she was such a lovely girl. They had a lot of trouble in life. So sad it ended this way. Okay, if they were so lovely and so kind, why did they end up addicted to drugs, killing themselves with an overdose? Where were the people that could have forced them to look for help? Why didn't anyone report them, had them arrested, and put in a place to get help? So now that's obvious that an individual died due to neglect of the community. Now they want to glorify the image of that individual just so nobody has to feel guilty for the neglect. And other people may notice the neglect and they're embarrassed by it, so they will try to cover it up too. This often happens. So anytime you see this glorification of someone who just passed away, it is because the public notices. They notice that something is off and they realize if this is this is addressed, it's going to cause a lot of controversy. So, and there's another thing about this case that's quite ridiculous. Some are not going to like what I'm saying here, but where is the proof that this Brian Laundrie killed her? The only thing we know is that he left, she was later found dead. They won't even release that much information surrounding the way she died. But they say he left, she died, and he's now gone. People are looking for him, and he's portrayed as this pathetic loser who killed this beautiful young lady. Fact is, there is no proof he did it. It is suspicious that he just ran off like that. Absolutely, I admit that. But where is the proof? So let me get it straight. A young lady dies in a tragic way. The man was away. And now, instead of asking the proper question, how did she end up all by herself with such a small social circle? Because women, by God's design, are more socially involved. When a woman goes for a man, she will consider what other people think about him because she wants to secure social integration. So for a woman to end up in a situation where she's all by herself and she ends up dying, somewhere, someone was neglectful towards her. Simple as that. So, I'm glad you mentioned the debit card situation. People can say, well, maybe he often used a debit card because he was with her. That can be the case. But it's not about the debit card or any of that. The public already made up their mind. This guy is the guy. The public now has an outlet that they can be angry with. Okay, but let's look further. Let's take the scenario this guy indeed is the killer, that he killed her because he had enough of her, he took her debit card just to use it, and he went back to his parents, and his parents helped him escape. Let's say this scenario that a lot of people think is true. Nobody noticed it in the neighborhood. Nobody, let me say this. If he used a debit card, why can't he use CCTV footage from nearby, the location, to pick it up? Human beings leave a lot of traces. Human beings always leave traces in what they do. No human being can disappear professionally just like that and nobody knows anything. They'll always leave something behind. And he's been on the run for so long. It seems to me, I hope I'm wrong, but I'm going to say it anyway. It seems to me that this media circus surrounding this manhunt on Brian Laundrie is exactly what mainstream media wants to have at this moment. Because one thing I also realized was, hold on a minute, there are thousands of women going missing every year and later bodies are found. And while looking for this while looking for this Brian figure, they also discovered other corpses relating to other cases also. So I began to realize, I began to think, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. This is a structural thing in the United States of America. Spousal violence, intimate relationship violence, women going missing, later body found. It happens so often. It's been happening for decades. How come it's still happening? Why aren't people learning from the past and learning how to intervene? And now they're so focused on catching the guy, instead of being focused on, okay, this tragedy happened again. Why is that these things keep on happening in our community? So instead of being focused on the solution on the long term, so such things will not happen again, the public is focused on catching the guy, beating the guy, give him a long prison sentence or give him the death penalty. And that is something about the masses. The masses, when something tragic happens, so let me say like this, sorry, it's night over here. I'm about to go to sleep soon, I just made this live stream first. The thing is, when the masses face something tragic, they get upset. And when they are upset, they're so emotionally blinded, they just want an outlet. And once you provide them an outlet, they'll forget all about what happened. So now, Gabby Petito is not even the topic of discussion anymore. It's all about catching Brian Laundrie. But nobody addresses the structural neglect in their communities. And the thing is, so many people are so concerned with the search for Brian Laundrie. But many other people that are concerned with the case concerning finding Brian Laundrie, they don't even know what goes on in their own neighborhood. They want to help find this Brian Laundrie, just to get a pat on the back, they're doing the right thing. But if you ask them if they know what goes on in their own neighborhood, in their own streets, they don't even know it. It can be that there are certain cars parked in a neighborhood, which is quite suspicious, they even notice it, because they're in their mobile phones all the time. But now that on mainstream media, there is this guy that they want to catch, now they want to participate in the witch hunt, just to get a pat on the back that they've contributed to something good. Why don't they contribute to something good or pay attention to their own communities? Milan, I'm going to check that case soon. I'm going to check it out. Mm-hmm. Think about it. Look, for example, I'm in Rotterdam at the moment. Okay? By the way, I also grew up in Rotterdam. I was born in Curacao in the Caribbean. I grew up in Rotterdam. Even when I was in my teenage years, I paid attention to my surroundings. I didn't know everyone around. Absolutely not. That's not possible. I can't remember thousands of faces. But in general, I knew what was going on around me and neighborhood where I was living. When I moved to Schiedam, the same thing. When I lived in Spijkenisse, the same thing. When I lived in The Hague, the same thing. When I lived in South Korea, the same thing. You should naturally pay attention to your surroundings to figure out what goes on around you. So that when you're noticing something out of line, something out of sync, you can pick it up. So why aren't people more intuitive about their surroundings, but they're quite intuitive about finding brown laundry. And that shows you how many people are. They're not willing to be responsible by being intuitive about their own environment where they live, but they are willing to be intuitive when there's a witch hunt going on. That's another thing this case reveals to you. Mm-hmm. R and M, R and M, you're on point. R and M. I don't know your real name, RM. So I'm just going to call you RM now. In the live chat, you're completely on point with this. I seriously believe they're using this case as distraction because they know how the masses are. The mass want to pat on the back so much they're willing to join a witch hunt. They don't even care whether the guy's guilty or innocent. They just want to be part of it to relieve their negative energy. But they won't use the same negative energy to deal with the perpetrators nearby. It can be there's a lot of child molestation going on right in the street or right in the neighborhood, where they don't even know about it. They don't even want to be bothered by it. But they're willing to be all into the vindication of Gabby Petito. Get out of here. Yes, if now any couple in the United States wants to leave the city and just live a quiet existence in their van or at a trailer park, police would say, sorry, you can't, this is too dangerous. Now they can even come up with legislation to prohibit this. And what do they achieve with that? That they can keep a grip on the masses. Anytime anyone wants to leave the 9 to 5, but just living a more flexible life, you can say, oh, remember Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie? They didn't want to do the 9 to 5, and look what happened to them. So that's how they vindicate this 9 to 5 bondage. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's what I mean with context. When you look at the context of a case, you're gonna see the case quite different. If you only look at the content, your attention is gonna be absorbed by the content of the case. Once you look at the context in which the content takes place, you're going to see clearly what's going on. Yes, Pharaoh slaves are not supposed to escape the 9 to 5, absolutely. They want you to be afraid to leave the 9 to 5 and to actually live life, you and your spouse. They want you to be stuck in the corporate world till the day you die. That's what they want. So if they can milk out this strategy by putting fear in you, they'll do it. What do you think it's going to do to other young couples that want to work part-time and then live a dream together? They're going to think, you know what? We are safer in a 9 to 5 where we're trained. That's how they condition the masses to tolerate oppression. And here's another thing. While people are so obsessed with finding brown laundry, there are many people losing their jobs in the United States because of a mandate by Joe Biden. You know which mandate I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention it too directly here on YouTube. Oh, so people are told to stay in a 9 to 5 because going away from 9 to 5 may get you in trouble. Oh, don't think about living your life driving in a van or setting a camp somewhere and just live life at ease. No, 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 no. Stay in a 9 to 5. That's secure. Oh, by the way, there's a mandate over here. If you don't obey the mandate, you'll be homeless. So just get along. Check the context always, believers. Never just see a case and go all into content. No, no, no. Content is there. Check the context first. And once you notice one thing that doesn't add up, question the whole thing. I'm not saying the whole thing is absolutely fake, but question the whole thing. This thing, this invisible enemy, they might drag it along for maybe a year, but they can't drag it along for way too long because people already are fed up with it. So I expect next year it still to be a relevant thing. So again, don't be distracted by this Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie case. I don't want to keep addressing this case. That's why I want to make a live stream about it. Where's the attention for the thousands of Native American women going missing each year? Also, there are many African American women going missing also. Where's the attention for them? No, because they don't fit the agenda. They don't fit the agenda. That's why their cases don't get much attention. The only cases that the media will pick up are the cases they can abuse for their agenda. Here's the thing. This is the bigger picture. Satan is miserable. The demons are permanently miserable. And only demons can become relevant is when they keep us in their misery. That's why anyone wants to escape the misery by living a freer life, like this couple want to do, they need to end up bad. So whether they actually take advantage of an actual tragedy or whether they fake a tragedy, does not matter. They need to scare you from escaping the misery. You must think that the misery is the best option for you. That's what it's all about. Yes. Let's Joe. They want to stall the restoration of the tribe of Judah, but it's not going to work. All right. All right. They get a side effect from the masses because the masses are all into relief. The masses don't want to think. The masses don't want to face anything. That's the thing about the masses. Problem, right, solution. That's true. Look, me, I have my 2 web shops. I earn money through revenues from YouTube. From time to time, I do a freelance job. So, and there are book sales happening from time to time. So, and I get donations from time to time also. Thank you very much for whoever gives donations and everything I invest in this ministry and it being economically relevant. I didn't end up like this, just like that. And I didn't have mass support from people around me. Most people thought I was crazy for not getting a full-time job right after getting my bachelor's and just work 40 hours a week and get exhausted. I knew life had more to offer to me than just being drained every day. And what do you know? A lot of people stopped talking to me, they dropped me the moment they realized I'm not stuck in that bondage. I always think like this. If you have to work full-time, do it as long as necessary, just invest in yourself and then you're out of it. Don't think, well, it's just the way life is. But that's what society wants. Society wants you to think, well, it's just the way life is. You just have to take it. And everyone will make steps to be free. Something bad has to happen to them. And if nothing bad happens to them, we will do them dirty so that everyone knows, don't dare to leave our misery. Who are you to leave the misery we're holding on to? Hold on. I just had to remove someone who was only making mockery over here, but okay. So, what I'm telling you, saints, what I'm telling you is to always check the context. And the big and the big context simply is worldlings don't want to face things, you want to flee. So worldlings are miserable together. And they enact this misery in this thing called society. And if you even dare to want to leave this misery, this called misery, they turn on you. They will set you up, they will sabotage you, and then pretend like they're supporting you. That's how they are. Now, this live has been over an hour. I don't have much more to say about this case, about the context. I hope you learned from this. Keep on agreeing with Christ. Keep doing that. Be at peace, and keep an eye on your environment, especially in these times. Okay? Be at peace. See you next time.